Good morning. I'm Mike McFadden from Eugene, and I have to kind of condense a lot of different topics because I have a limited amount of personal time and I can't come to all the different meetings that these subjects are being talked about. But the first little subject I want to touch on, as far as Glenwood development goes, I think that especially since public money will probably be used to finance a lot of it, it's really important that a large setback along that area is preserved for public access along the river, in my opinion. So just consider that. I really wouldn't like to see development right up along to the river, and it'd be really nice to leave a big band of that area open and accessible to the public, because it's the public's river. And then to get into the main reason why I came here, the NDAA thing, I think that it's really important what you guys are going to be talking about tonight as far as the NDAA. I think that bureaucracy becoming fast out of touch with, the average American person and being unanswerable to them, and the average American voice being drowned out by rulings like Citizen United and the most latest one where larger amounts of money can just shout down smaller, more local, regional, reasonable voices in the arena. When you're considering about, is the federal government overstepping its bounds and violating people's rights, that's an important question to ask yourselves. But I think that here in Lane County, like I said before, there's many instances of rights being infringed going on here, which I don't know if you have the ability to control or not, but it certainly seems like it's worth addressing. I think that the primary among those is just the criminalization of and the bias against mentally ill people and homeless people, people without addresses, as Wayne Morse would call them, and people who don't have the resources to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, as so many people would like to say that they should. So I think that that's one big problem. Just because a person is mentally ill or in poverty or whatever, they still have civil rights. There's instances that we could all look back on about people getting abused who are in those circumstances by officials and bureaucracy. And in my own personal case, when I went out there to, express my First Amendment rights, I got arrested. I got taken to jail. I was the only one who was taken to jail. You know why? Because I exerted my Fifth Amendment rights, and, they didn't like that. And when they took me to jail and I continued to exert my Fifth Amendment rights, they shoved me up against the wall, and they made a big show about ripping my wedding ring off and searching my pockets. But, they didn't take away my watch, which they left in my pocket the whole time, which has metal parts on it. They left it with me, and I got thrown in the jail cell with it. And it was just a whole big obscene show. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's ever been treated that way, and I don't feel special about it. But, these infringements are ongoing. This happened 7 months ago. I still have yet to have an initial hearing in a court of law to be faced by any of my accusers that I'm a trespasser on the courthouse square, which you still have no right to have blocked on. You need to open that up now. You can do it today. You have no right to use public safety as a means of infringing on people's rights. You have every right to, sanction criminal behavior, but you can't use it as an excuse to
Thank you, Mr. McFadden.
legitimate rights. And I want my trial. It's been 7 months. I don't consider this speedy. Quit dragging your feet.